that ticking clock in front of you, which isn't intimidating at all.
Speed, I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Now, Summer, what have you been up to? Tell us what has been your life, what's been making you happy for the past few years? Because just the past couple of years, it's okay. Not in your entire life, just recently. Tell me all about life. What's making you happy?
My new dog,
Oh,
Stanley. I rescued him in November.
Sorry, did you say you rescued him? Oh, yes.
Yes, I rescued my dog Stanley. He's a mutt. He makes me really happy. I love sun tanning.
When you say, I want to go back to the rescuing your dog. Where did you rescue him from? Because I recently rescued a dog as well. And it's a really nice experience.
Well, I've been looking to rescue a dog for at least 2 years. And this is a funny story. I was in Texas with my family, and I had to go back to LA to get my cast physical before I went to shoot a pilot everybody in LA goes to the same doctor. She's a tiny little woman. Her name is Paula. And the last time I saw her, she was giving me a B12 shot in my bum on set. And I had to go see her to get my physical before they would let me go to Louisiana. And she said, I think you need a dog. And I said, well, I've always been looking for one, but I just haven't found the right one. And she said, I know the right one. And so she took me out to the lobby, and she showed me his little picture. And he was in a shelter, and they were going to put him down. And I went to visit him, and it's one of those things where you just know when you meet your dog. I love him.
Aww. Do you really miss him when you go away for a sort of few days at a time? Does he cry?
Much. We Skype.
That's so cute. He's just he's a bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. He's tiny. He's about 6 pounds, but he has a lot of attitude. When I rescued him, he was super shy, and then as soon as I got him home, he started, giving everybody an attitude. But he's very sweet, and he's got wiry hair and huge ears like Yoda.
He sounds awesome.
Oh, he's so cool.
And you also been enjoying sun tanning.
Well, I've gone so long without being in the sun, so it's really nice. I went on vacation with my family, and I love swimming and being out in the sun, and I plan on doing a whole lot of that while I'm here too.
Well, we are going to the Gold Coast, which is kind of built for it, and we did that just for you. We built an entire city just for you to go swimming in. Now, of course, if you've got any questions, wave at me. I'm sure you have questions. I will come running to you. I'll also ask Jackie to please turn down the music because it's incredibly distracting.
Hi, Summer.
Hi.
Have you yet recovered from the mental anguish that was working with Nathan Fillion?
Okay, wait.
Therapy.
Hi, Summer.
Hello.
I wanted to know if you still get much of a chance to dance, and also what you thought of the dancing in Black Swan, if you saw it.
I don't like to go to ballet class anymore. I have sort of a love-hate thing with ballet now. I think, when you've done it as your job, and you know what it's like when you're in shape, it's really hard to just go recreationally. So I still go to my favorite old school Fosse class, because that's, a lot easier for me to do. That's the only dance I really do. I'm really wanting to go and learn Argentinian tango properly, because back when I did it, when I first lived in LA, I just learned the dances, and I learned how to sort of make it look like I knew how to do it, but I wouldn't be able to go to Argentina and just go into Milonga and dance. So that's something that's on my to-do list, but I thought Black Swan was amazing. I thought Natalie Portman's acting was incredible, and she worked really hard on the dancing. I do think that, the extra dancers didn't quite get the credit that they deserved because that took a whole team of people. And I had a huge amount of respect for what they did. I think it was a revolutionary movie for ballet. I've seen it a bunch of times.
Hi Summer, my name's Katie.
Hi, Katie.
And I'm quite a big fan of Keith Urban, so I was wondering what it was like to be in his music video, Long Hot Summer.
It was it was a dream come true. I'm a country music lover, and that's what I listen to every day. And I told my agent as sort of a joke, I said, I don't think anybody's ever going to see me sing, and I'm never going to be a country star, but maybe one day I can be in a video. And she called me a few months later after I said this, and she said, what are you doing tomorrow morning? And I said, I don't know, I'm going to work out. And she said, would you like to do a Keith Urban video? And I said, I'm in. And it was very last minute, but it was a dream come true. I love that song. It was the last thing I did in my 20s. It was the last thing I ever shot, and I thought it was really special for me because I got to be myself in it. I wasn't playing a character. I wore all my own clothes. I just did everything the way I would in real life. And we shot it on my favorite beach in Malibu. It was a really special memory. And I didn't get to meet Keith because he had to shoot a few days before me. But I asked tons of questions about him.
Hi Summer, that episode of Big Bang Theory that you're in, does that happen to you in real life a lot?
No, in real life, I would have totally been the fan in that situation. I love those guys, and it was funny because that was a case where I was supposed to be playing myself, but that's not how I would have acted. They wanted me to be a funnier version of me, and we worked on it really hard. It wasn't really me being myself, but those guys are incredible.
Hi, Summer. In the Sarah Connor Chronicles episode, Alison from Palmdale, how cool was it to act opposite yourself, as Alison Young?
That's my favorite episode. Rarely, I think, does an actor get such a great opportunity in TV that I had with Alison from Palmdale. Tony Graffi, I wrote that episode, and that's actually one episode that I can watch and I kind of like it. I kind of think that was pretty cool. I felt like I was in the zone, and it was interesting because I was shooting second unit and I didn't have any of my normal crew, so I did feel kind of, it really helped me get into character, because I was supposed to be on the ship and I was supposed to be a prisoner, and they had just built this tiny little room for me to do all those scenes. And one of my good friends did the opposite side for me while I was shooting, so I got to pretend to choke her, and it was good fun. But I'm really pretty proud of how that turned out.
Hi, I was wondering what your favorite scene to shoot in Firefly was.
The scene in Objects in Space where the branch turns into the gun. I felt like that was one of the most special moments I had with Joss. I got to be on set with him every day, and I thought that episode was poetry. That's the moment that stands out the most to me.
Hi, Summer. You just mentioned Joss, which is what my question's about. You talked about how important he was for your career. Are you still really close with him?
I am. I think he'll always be me when nobody else would, and I'll always love him, and I'd do anything he called me and asked me to do. I'd be there. I can't say thank you enough. He really did change my life.
Hi, Summer. Bit of a random question. If you could travel to back to any period in time, where would you travel back to?
I would be Elizabeth Bennet.
Hi. I was just wondering about the Avengers, if you could have played anyone in it, or if you're looking forward to seeing it.
I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I feel like it's been forever, and now we're starting to see the trailers and the previews and the posters, and I'm getting super excited. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
I see someone right in the middle. Can you hand it along, please?
From all your time working on sets, what's a funny moment you can remember or something that was a bit out of the ordinary?
It's hard to think of something that was ordinary. Especially my first job. It's funny because I didn't know any different. When I did Firefly, it was the only thing I knew, so I thought that was normal, and working with Nathan was an adventure every day. The pranks were non-stop. I can't even get into it. He's a master. Absolute master.
Hi, Summer. Can you just talk a little bit about how you got into the mindset of River in Firefly, like to play her?
Well, this seems to be something that people wonder about, and the truth is, it came really naturally to me. I only had 2 pieces of paper to audition for it. I didn't know anything about the script. I didn't really know where they were going to go with it, and I had an immediate connection to her. And from the very first time I read in the audition to the last test to shooting the actual scenes, I just she was a part of me, and there's something about the way that Joss writes that immediately hits me, and I relate to it and connect to it, and it just comes out very naturally. So with River, it was an instant match, like a friend that I'd always known.
Hi.
Hello.
How relatable do you think you are to your character in Alphas?
One more time.
How relatable do you think you are to your character in Alphas?
Well, Alphas, the reason I took that job was because I felt like it was so different from anything I'd done before, and I loved the idea of playing a mother. I'd never played a parent before, and I thought it was interesting that she was a mother, but she was so uncomfortable being a mother. I'm looking forward to exploring that part of her more this next season when I go back. I feel like every character I've played, there's definitely a part of me that is that character. So that's how I relate to her. But she's definitely one of the furthest characters for me that I've ever played. I feel really inspired by her, and I feel like I'm going to learn a lot this next season with Skyline.
Hi, thank you for coming, Summer. I know you talked about when you auditioned for Firefly, that you didn't know much about River's character. I'm just wondering, at what point was her story arc ever sort of revealed to you? Did you know where Joss wanted to go with it? And when you found out the idiots at Fox had cancelled the show, was everyone then filled in on where it was supposed to go? Do you know what I mean?
Joss is one of the most secretive writers I've ever worked with. We did not know from week to week what was going on. Script day was super fun because usually we were all sitting on set, and one person would get the new script and kind of bring it on set, and we'd all sneak a read, and we never knew ahead of time what was going to happen. And I certainly did not know what Joss had planned for River in the movie. I remember I think I was standing in his kitchen. I had just met his son. They had just had their baby, Arden, and I met him, and Josh said, I think I'm going to make River an assassin. And I was like, this is never going to work. This is going to ruin this movie. And look at me now, we made it.
Thank you.
Hi. If you were going to be deserted on an island and you could take a member of the Firefly Serenity cast, who would you choose? Just one.
I cannot answer this. I cannot answer this. I guess I'd take one of River's multiple personalities.
There are lots of aspects to that question as well. Do you take them to the island for mating? Or do you take them as potential food?
I am not going to comment on that.
Hi, Summer. I was just wondering, looking back now that you've done quite a few roles, do your feelings about your past characters ever change, or are they more locked in that time set at a time?
One more time.
I'm sorry. Looking back, do your feelings about the various characters you've done, have they changed over time, or are they more sort of locked in your mindset at that time?
I'm not sure I understand.
Do you feel differently, for example, about River now than you did when you were playing her, or is it sort of still the same?
Well, to confess to you, I don't go back and watch anything that I've done. I remember it the way it was for me at the time. If I watched myself, I'd probably stop acting forever. It's really, really hard for me to watch anything. I haven't watched my shows in a really long time. I used to watch them from the kitchen like this, and that's about the best look I got. So I like to be in the moment. That keeps me going. That keeps me acting as a job. And I remember them as I was at that age. I think, does that help at all?